Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm creating a card using the GoPress foil machine and not using hot foil stamps. I'm going to be using a normal die background to create this wonderful card, and I'm going to show you step by step how I created this card. This card is created with the GoPress foil machine and using normal dies to create a background that is foiled. And once foiled, I coloured it in with alcohol ink markers, again from Couture Creations, added some foil butterflies and a word sentiment that I'm going to show you how I created that. I'm using the quick release die paper. This is a great paper for releasing dies, very intricate dies using in your die cutting machine, and using some foil, heat activated foil from Couture Creations. I'm using this beautiful copper chocolate foil and using this background die. Now this background die is an old die, but I'm going to be using it as a background. You can use any dies you like. So I'm placing a piece of the quick release paper on top of my die that is on top of my platform of my GoPress foil machine. And then I'm cutting a piece of foil and the size of that die, and I'm placing that with the colour side down. I'm now going to press on top of that a piece of cardstock. I'm using a black smooth cardstock, 100 GSM, and then a piece of A4 paper which is folded in half on top of that, because dies are very much more thinner than your normal hot foil stamps, and a piece of cardstock on top of that, and let that heat through. Here is one I created with a different coloured foil, and you can see that the foil outline of that die is impressed onto that cardstock, and that makes great backgrounds or even some detailed elements for sentiments or any other die cuts you want to use, like flowers. So I just wanted to show you how you can create these wonderful backgrounds. So that's a nice one there too. So now that this is another die, you can use, like I said, you can use any dies you like. This technique works with many dies that you might have in your craft room. So look through your stash. If you've got a GoPress foil machine, look through your stash of dies. You can create wonderful backgrounds with lots of impressions that you can create on your cardstocks to create wonderful backgrounds. So now that is heated through, I'm going to grab my Go Cut and Emboss machine. You can use any die cutting machine. You can use a Big Shot, you can use a Cuttlebug, any die cutting machine. You can even use the electric die cutting machine, the Go Power and Emboss machine that we have. And I run that through a couple of times, and now we have a beautiful impression that's placed on the black cardstock. Beautiful foiled impression that will make nice for card. So I'm going to show you again. I'm going to place a piece of quick die release paper. These paper comes in a box of 2 rolls, and each roll's got 5 meters of the paper. I'm placing some cardstock, a piece of A4 paper folded in half, and also a bit of cardstock on top just to give it a bit more pressure when it's running through the die cutting machine. So you're not actually cutting through the actual paper, you just want to impress the foil onto the cardstock. And the best thing about it is that it doesn't move. The foil does not move. You can use watercolor pencils, you can use any type of mixed media. The foil is actually baked and heated through onto the cardstock. It will not be removed unless you remove it with our creative detailer or eraser. Again, slowly passing it through my die cutting machine. The platform is the same size and width of any die cutting machine that takes a 6-inch width of die cuts, plates. So here I have my impression on that beautiful copper foil, on some beautiful copper foil on the white cardstock. Really, really pretty. Never throw away your leftover of that foil. I'm going to show you a great technique on how you can use the leftovers. So now that I've foiled my background image, I'm using the twin tip alcohol ink markers to colour in my image here, and it's just fitting perfectly with this background image that I'm using these alcohol inks beautifully. I actually did foil on some blending cardstock, so you can see it foils beautifully on to that type of medium. The twin tip alcohol ink markers, I have a link down below of all the products I've used and all the colors I've used to create my project, and also I have the blending combinations of the alcohol ink markers that I've used to create my background. Now I'm using the Hello Sentiments die set from the Homely Florals collection. This is a wonderful die set, perfect for creating some wonderful sentiments on using the background of my beautiful card. So remember that piece of offcut that I had of that foil, that leftover foil? I'm now placing a piece of double-sided tape. This is a die cut and bond tape. It comes in 25 meters and it's a great tool for doing this technique. So I'm placing, it's like a double-sided tape. I'm just placing a little bit on cardstock. I'm placing that leftover foil and pressing down firmly over the sticky part of that die cut and bond tape. And when I gently peel that off, all that foil will now appear onto that piece of cardstock. I'm grabbing also a little bit of the leftover of this other foiled image that I had done previously and placing that on top to grab any colour, so that way you get a little bit of a speckled effect if there's any stickiness left from that die cut and bond. So now I have a beautiful background which I'm going to create using the die set, and the die set Hello has one shadow die and also the actual word. So this is the background shadow with a beautiful stitched image around it. That will be the back of the die word, and now I'm going to cut the word hello, which is all part of that die set, with that piece of cardstock that I've already foiled onto white cardstock, and that's going to go and place in the center of that foiled placement that I did before. So using some adhesive glue, I'm gluing those two together and placing them on the sentiments on my card with double-sided foam tape and placing that on my card. Very quick, easy card with the great techniques of using things that you have in your craft room along with the Go Press foil machine and also some wonderful other products from Couture Creations. I also foiled two little butterflies from a previous collection of a hot foil stamp. It is discontinued, but I'm sure that if you've got some other ones there in your stash, you can also grab some new ones, the ones that are coming out very soon. So this is my card. It's a very simple hello card, very colourful, very bright, using a couple of techniques using the Go Press foil machine together with some heat activated foil, colouring in with twin tip alcohol ink markers and using the leftover foil with some die cut and bond tape. The quick release die paper is a great tool for your dies in cutting out intricate dies, but also a great tool for when you're foiling with your dies on your Go Press foil machine. Please look down below in the description of this video for all the products I've used in my video. And please don't forget, subscribe to my blog. This is my blog, and also to my Instagram page. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm part of the Couture Creation design team for 2022, and also visit couturecreations.com.au for more inspiration from all the other design teams and great products that are coming out very soon. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. Give a big like, and I'll catch you soon. Thanks. Bye for now.